Good morning. It is day 95 on trail. We're just leaving Wildcat Shelter and continuing north along the trail. It's just on 8 AM and we were aiming to walk about 37 k's, about 23 miles to get to West Mountain Shelter today. The plan is to get there tonight, and then tomorrow we've got about 9 k's, just shy of 6 miles to do in the morning before we catch the bus to New York City tomorrow. Looks like we should have pretty easy terrain most of the day today, which will be nice. And the weather definitely has cooled down a little bit. It rained on and off pretty much all night last night. So it's much nicer already. This time yesterday I was already breaking a sweat, and this is great. Much more enjoyable. We didn't do a very good job of planning out our water today. Got to a couple of water sources which didn't look very good, and we planned to go to Fingerboard Shelter and get water there. But going for a big walk around there, I couldn't seem to find any water supply. I found a dry stream bed which presumably has water on it sometimes. So we ended up walking about 0.3, maybe 0.4 off trail to get to like the Teorati Circle. It's on the edge of a lake. There was a vending machine with ice cream, so we had ice cream again. Filled up at the water spigot, sat around there for the best part of another hour, and now we're just getting back on trail. It's really hot today, and we're both really struggling to be motivated in the heat, I guess. The shelter we were originally aiming for is still like 7 miles away, and it's 5 PM. So we're not sure if we'll get there tonight. We might stop at the first shelter, which I think is about 2.5 or 3 miles from where we are now, or alternatively try and find somewhere in between the two to camp. Just depends on, I guess, how we're feeling when we get to the first shelter, and we'll take it from there. just before 7 and we've just stopped for the night. We've ended up stopping at William Bryan Shelter. The trail was a little bit harder going than we expected today, and it's just so hot. We're really struggling with that. It does mean that we only ended up doing just short of 20 miles today, about 31.5 k's, which means that we have, I think, about 14.8 k's to do tomorrow morning. It's like 9 miles to get to Bear Mountain Inn, which is where we're catching the bus to New York from. The bus leaves at 11:15, so we're gonna have to make a pretty early start, which will be interesting. We haven't really been getting on trail very early recently, so it'll be interesting to see if we can make that or not. I really hope we do, because the next one doesn't go till after 2, and I don't want to mess around in town until then. In the meantime, we had a bit of fun trying to find the water here. There's a little well way back over behind me, but it's not blazed or anything like that, so it's a little bit tricky to find. There's no one else here at the moment, which is a little bit surprising, but I think some other people will probably turn up here maybe tonight, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm ready to go make some dinner, because usually I would have eaten by now. Good morning, it's about 6:45 on day 96 on trail. We're just heading off now to try and get to Bear Mountain Inn in time to catch the bus to New York City. We've got 9 miles to do in the next 4 hours, so that should be pretty easy. Should be achievable. It started to rain just as we're packing up, and it's spitting a little bit now as I stand here, but we're about to go straight up a rocky hill, so I thought I'd stand still and talk to you guys before I started going.